Hey, everybody. It's Thursday, April 2nd. And on Thursdays, you know what that is, to spend our time with Dr. Andy on Ask Dr. Andy. How are you, Andy?
Hey, I'm doing real well.
Always good to see you, my
Always
friend.
good to see you too.
I want to tell everybody that all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Dr. Andy are purely for entertainment purposes. And we've been using this sponsor quite a bit. I know you like it, and I'm always big about, whoever I have on the show, that they like the products that we're talking about. Tell everybody why you like it.
I have to get right behind Ramble, your office packed in one case, because it is an incredible product for people who have to travel to work. I have to travel, stay in a hotel room overnight. I can't really bring a computer, a monitor, all those things. And some places I have to stay, I really don't want to leave those during the daytime and count on them being back. Here, your clothes go on one side, your office goes on the other. You can go in and seamlessly continue to work despite not being at your home base.
And instead of worrying about what do I need, what I need to buy, it all comes in the case. You don't have to buy anything.
And there's much less hooking up, making sure things are okay. You can just go in and seamlessly work.
Because I always hated because I would take my luggage, then I would take my briefcase with my laptop, and that's pretty heavy carrying that stuff around all day. And I had to laugh. When's the last time you took an Amtrak train?
About a decade ago.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I took a Amtrak train to go to my daughter's in Philly, and I'm looking for the charger. They're regular outlets.
Yep.
So with Ramble, you're going to have everything you need right there. And plus, if you use the promo code Buffalo, you're going to get additional 5% off. And make sure you look at their site, because a lot of times they have a lot of extra deals too. So check out our friends at Ramble. Okay, are you ready to start the show, Andy? Oh, God, yes. I'm sorry.
One side note, never call it slam track. They always get upset about that.
I loved it. And in fact, I went to the new train station when I hit New York, because that's where I had to change trains. And that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's really getting seamless in New York to get from Penn to Grand Central to wherever you want to go.
It's not called Penn anymore. It's called the Moynihan.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? It is gorgeous, though. It is beautiful.
Back in a while.
You don't think you would say a train station was beautiful, but it was. It truly was.
Today, I wanted to talk about emergent diseases. This is an interesting topic post-COVID, because you always wonder, what is next? What is on the horizon? What are we really afraid of?
I'm being nosy and looking at Andy's notes.
Quite all right. Please do. First thing is, when I look at an emergent disease, I say, what makes a disease particularly dangerous? First of all, respiratory contagion, as opposed to some other means, because respiratory is the toughest one to defend against. The second is a lag time, where the disease makes the person contagious before they get sick, so they can spread it to more people. Third thing is that it doesn't take the person's life that rapidly, so that, again, it can spread and be more contagious. The final thing is that if it is viral, they're a lot tougher to deal with than the bacterial and fungal infections of the world. That's what makes it a scary disease. And if you look at COVID through that lens, COVID was a pretty darn scary disease. Now, let's talk about what's possibly on the horizon.
Well, can I stop you and ask you one
Please
question?
do.
Because this always drove me nuts. I mean, I had a lot of respiratory ailments when I was a child growing up with my asthma. And thank goodness that the medication has gotten better over the years, and everything doesn't have to go up your butt with a suppository.
Oh,
That was horrible. It was horrible as a kid. It really
anyway.
was. But explain to me why it's easier to treat an infection than a virus, because I could never wrap my head around that.
Most bacteria, we have antibiotics. We are encountering severe antibiotic resistance, but most bacteria, we have a medicine that kills the bug or makes it not reproduce. Can't say the same for most viruses. That's why.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, antivirals, we're just in our infancy. We're getting better, but we're not real good at it. And there's so many viruses we have nothing for but your body's immune system. So it's you versus it. You might as well be in 1900.
So I got to ask you something, Andy, and it really doesn't make any sense to me, and maybe you can explain it to me a little bit better.
Sure.
Younger children get RSV.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my grandchildren got RSV,
Mhm.
and I'm like, well, maybe I should get the shot.
Mhm.
Why did they deny me a shot until I'm 60 years old?
Okay, they look at the cost to the system of the shot and the benefit to the system with the shot, and they look at the risk benefit for the patient. That's why.
And what really
A lot
surprised
of it's going to be nickels and dimes. I hate to say that.
me is, in my old apartment, you know how bad my allergies were. I mean,
Yes.
even when you came over and then you do have a cat, I would pick up the dander from the cat. And I finally was able to get an allergy shot from my doctor.
Mhm.
Now, when I was a kid, I remember having to go to the doctors every week for an allergy shot. What has changed with the allergy shots? Number one, they get you in the butt. And
I
now,
don't know what you got. That's
I
the
don't
problem.
know.
Traditional allergy shots, when you're getting a shot for allergies, you're getting a little bit of the antigen and increasing the dose gently and safely. Locally, they'll say, "Oh, I want a shot for my allergies." They mean steroids. So you could have gotten
Yeah.
a long-acting steroid. Steroids are a mixed blessing. Yes, symptomatically you get better, but at what cost to your body? Your sugar goes up, your cholesterol goes up, your mood changes, and your bones thin out. Steroids are not your friend.
Prednisone, is that considered a steroid?
Prednisone's a steroid.
And is that something you have to go up and down on?
If you're on for more than a certain period of time, 10 days, 2 weeks, your body's adrenal glands start to make less of your own internal steroids. And then you have to taper down so your body can taper back up.
See, they have to be careful now giving me prednisone because when I was a kid, the pharmacist screwed up
Mhm.
and I never came down. I was on it for months on that.
Yeah, that's not really good for you.
Am I going to have like X-Men power or am I going to die?
Thinner bones, possibly greater predisposition to diabetes.
And they don't
greater
feel soft.
Predisposition to cat.
Wait a second. I found my soft bone right here, Dr. Dandy.
I will not
You
even-
thought I was going elsewhere, didn't you? You did. You
I-
did.
I would not touch that.
Thank
Let's
goodness.
get back to diseases.
Yes, I'm going to shut up and listen to you
No
until
problem.
something else pops into my head.
Scary ones that are out there are that we've already had little flare-ups. The hemorrhagic fevers. These are viruses.
Well, I've never even heard of that.
Viruses you can catch through the air that make your blood cells all burst. The Ebola, Marburg, they're in Africa. We've had Ebola outbreaks in Africa a couple times.
I remember that
The
word.
only thing that really saves us with Ebola is it initially breaks out in a place that's not very densely populated because it's super, super contagious. It's very, very lethal, 80 to 90% fatality rate. And it's a disaster.
Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Is it airborne? Is it
Yes.
contact? What is it?
Air in contact. More contact than air, but enough airborne that if it's aerosolized, you'll get it. It's just super contagious.
No,
And there are a couple hemorrhagic fevers out there. I'm sorry, I stepped.
no, that's okay. Like I said, every time we know where we're going on these shows, guys, and I try to steer it, and so does Andy. And just sometimes, when he's talking, something will pop into my
Sure,
head,
go
and,
ahead.
and I'm guessing that's going to be for you. No, you finish up that, and then I want to go back to.
There's a bunch of other hemorrhagic viruses out
I
there.
never even heard that word before today.
And they're all somewhat threatening. I won't run through the names, but the only thing that saves us is we get public health boots on the ground really quick and contain it.
That's very interesting. So, do you mind talking a little bit more about COVID?
Oh,
And
heavens no.
because I had a question for you.
Go for it.
I've told people on the show before that I have alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. Mine's dormant. So it's gonna get worse if I smoke or I'm around a lot of secondary smoke. Neither's gonna happen.
I
ever.
think you're pretty safe with me.
So my question started, I got it twice. And the first time I got it, I had the IV therapy, and Andy, I'm not kidding you, in 20 minutes I felt better. Why did they stop doing that? And why did they give it to me? Is it because of my respiratory stuff?
It was given to you because of your respiratory issues. Your rapid improvement, I cannot explain. I do not know.
Is that my superpower? Like the whole B12 thing?
Moving right along, the next really scary thing out there, it's respiratory. It's somewhat similar to COVID. There are a couple respiratory things, bird flu. There's a
I
couple,
don't have any birds.
there's a couple coronaviruses out there.
I got this bird.
Ooh. The universally recognized bird. You don't
It
need a
is.
guide to know
No.
what that is.
Do you think they have that on Duolingo? He's dumbfounded. He's speechless.
I'm stupidified.
Once again, all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Dr. Andy are purely for shizzy and entertainment.
There are a number of bird viruses out there that are coronaviruses, not dissimilar to COVID. And
Which one is that? Number 2 on your list?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce
Right
that?
there.
Oh, that one. I gotcha.
SARS.
Because I was looking at this one. I didn't know what
MERS
that
and
was.
SARS. The Nipah virus on my list, that's a,
Never heard of any of these.
yeah, Nipah is less common. It's bat-borne, which is a little scary because they're everywhere. So it's aerosolized, and it can cause respiratory failure, and it can cause encephalitis, brain inflammation. But more scary were the, SARS and MERS and bird flu, because they're not unlike the regular flu, where it's a virus that's gone from people who keep chickens, ducks, things like that in their close living environment. They're super contagious and they have a high level of fatality.
That better be a lie, Andy, because my friend Rebecca, she's ruined me for regular eggs. I get eggs from her every week now. They're just delicious.
I'm not even going to.
Got
We're
all
not
kinds
gonna-
of chickens
Oh,
too.
good. Chicken eggs.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. You were thinking
Oh.
another, you dirty bastard. Because I always saw the brown eggs when I lived in Boston. That's all you could buy.
Mhm.
But she's got blue eggs. And I'm like, well, what's with the blue eggs? And there's actually a breed of chicken called Easter chicken.
I
Yeah.
learn something new every
It
day.
doesn't look like a bunny, though. It
I
looks
guess
like a
it's like-
chicken.
I guess it's like those heritage carrots that are kind of purpley.
That's weird. That's weird, dude.
Another thing, and this is a real concern that we're already battling in our hospitals. We have a fungus that we're not able to treat. And
Wait a second. Is that a fungus among us?
yeah, there's a fungus among us. It is very close companion to the common yeast infections that women get. It's a different kind of candida, but it is not sensitive to anything we
And
have.
the yeast infection, is that from baking too much bread? Or Dr. Andy? I haven't seen him in a bit. I missed him.
We shall.
So,
We will not make the fun in the oven joke.
mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, Andy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll shut up for a second.
It's a candida that is not sensitive. It likes to pick on people whose autoimmune systems are knocked down or people with multiple other illnesses. And it is out and about in the United States, and it's an active problem that's only going to get bigger.
Okay, it's the last time I'm going to do something like this, Andy. Candida, we can make it together. I didn't know it was about a disease. What the hell, dude? Now, I have a scary, scary question for you.
Go for it.
Okay. So since my divorce, I've dated quite a bit,
That's scary in itself.
It is. Those poor women, it's hard finding a bunch of women that are blind.
Yes.
Anyways, I met a real nice girl, and I tend to favor women of color,
Mhm.
you know, beautiful black girls. And I like my, saucy senoritas, So luckily, a lot of this is done online before you meet them. And I had a young lady say to me, and she was super nice. I'm like, she goes, I have to tell you something because you might not want to meet me.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like,
She
okay.
married?
No, she contracted AIDS and she was negative for the past 11 years. And was I being an a-hole not going out with her, or was I being smart? Talk about that.
Okay. It, it all depends on what your intentions were and
Did you
what
forget who you're
kind of-
talking to?
I'm giving you credit.
Don't do that.
I
Don't
have
give me
tremendous
credit.
respect for you.
Wow.
He's bigger than I am. It
Wow.
could hurt me.
Okay, I look smaller on the screen though, Andy.
Well, it doesn't show the
Down even
wide, the
more.
deep, or the fists.
Look down even more.
Well,
So yeah, I mean, I really struggled with this. I'm like, I'm being an asshole doing this.
you're allowed to make personal choices. You would want to use barrier contraception. You'd want to be very mindful of
Oh, I never
things.
even met with
And
her.
they now have medicines that you can take beforehand that make transmission of HIV less likely. It's called PrEP. So
I've heard of that. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my ex's mom, she did a lot with the AIDS community, so I know a
Mhm.
little bit enough. I know enough to be dangerous.
PrEP is something that's very helpful for prevention of HIV. You just have to follow their protocols, see your doctor regularly, and do your lab work. And PrEP can cut down the amount of HIV transmitted to people who engage in risky activities.
I mean, I've even seen commercials for it on TV now. So I mean, has the population that have contracted AIDS gone up or down compared to the past? Is that hard to say?
Very hard to say. HIV has gone from being a very virulent, essentially a very short-term rapid death sentence, to being a manageable chronic illness now, which is a big statement. It's great as far as the people who contracted it and are living with it. It's also a very strong pat in the back for science coming up with these medicines and learning how to cope with this illness.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank God for technology. Trying to read your stuff over
We
here.
also have a number of multi-resistant bacteria and multi-resistant EB.
What the
and
hell do
those
you
are
do for
real-
that?
Your public health, sanitation, careful contact avoidance and isolation in hospitals, continued research on antibiotics. People throw a lot of rocks at the pharmaceutical community. They make a lot of money. If they don't make money, they can't do research. I'm not endorsing all that they do, but you can't do research without money. And to bring a drug to market with the way litigation is and things like that, it costs a lot of money in insurance and funds to protect against litigation against a drug should there be a problem. So we're kind of damned if you, damned if don't. If you don't pay the money, you don't get the research done for new antibiotics. If you do pay the money, drugs are prohibitively expensive.
Now I got a question for you. Since you brought up tuberculosis, and I've worked in the medical setting just like you, and when you come up positive for that, is that a death sentence? Or because
Oh,
I know
heavens, yes.
I know it meant that you just didn't have to be tested anymore.
Here's the way it works. If you have a TB test, the traditional MAN2 test where they give you the small amount of TB allergen under your skin, after 48 hours, if it is 10 millimeters and has texture to it in duration, that says you've been exposed. It doesn't say you have TB. It says your body has met TB at some time in the past.
Yep.
Then what you do They'll ask you some symptom questions. They'll examine your lungs. They'll get a chest x-ray. If your symptom questions are negative, your lung exam and chest x-ray are normal, you're marked down as you've been exposed and you just need to have a chest x-ray every 2 years and touch base with your physician if you get symptoms.
Paint a picture for me, Andy, and for the listeners. When you're looking at an x-ray of a lung that has TB, what does that look like and what are you actually looking for?
Typically, you're going to see upper lobe lesions. It's an aerophilic bacteria. It's going to go to the upper lobes. You're going to see traditional cavitary lesions. That means you have the circle and then you got a hollow spot in the middle.
I mean, the only two people from the past, famous people that I can think of, was that Doc Holliday had TB, and Father Michael McGivney from the Knights of Columbus. He died at 36 of TB. Why is it that their treatment was to go out into the country and get fresh air? What the hell did that do for them?
What they had available to them is they would take people to higher altitudes and
what did that do, though?
Sanitariums. Basically, they're isolating them and they're using just differential pressure of oxygen for a little bit of benefit. It did not do a whole bunch of anything.
So
it was more
That's sad.
isolation.
That's super sad. No, because I mean, so many people you think about, like even my brother Paul, he died at 2 days old. You know, he was a wet lung baby. And one of my daughters was a wet lung baby, and because of the technology was so much different than 1972.
Yes.
You know, imagine how many people they could have saved.
Well, certainly. So back to what we were talking about, emerging infections. The other place where a lot of infections are emerging that are troublesome but less, high mortality. The tick-borne infections are going up as we keep encroaching on wildlife and encroaching into areas that were formerly, forested. Along with Lyme's, there's babesiosis. There's a whole host of rickettsiosis, of tick-borne illnesses that we're dealing with. Two other emerging things that we're dealing with: monkeypox.
Really? How do you contract that?
Initially, it was predominantly sexual contact.
A monkey?
No.
That's where my head went,
No. It had transferred over from the simian world to the human world.
Is there like a special word for that when it goes from an animal to a human? And what is that? There is a word.
There's a word, and I'm pulling a blank, a senior moment right now.
I'm gonna look it up for you. Keep talking.
No. I'll think of it in a second. Zoonotic.
Zoonotic?
Yes. Zoonotic are diseases that go from, environmental animals over to humans. And that's where a lot of these emerging infections are coming from. When we are too close to environments, we're probably better off not being too close to them. We have exposure to animals that we ought to limit our exposure. For some reason, bats seem to be a big problem, because I was just dealing recently in my workplace with a person who had
Dr. Andy's tapping on the table, and I don't want you to think
I'm sorry.
that somebody's knocking at my door. It's just
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it. I forget to do that. I dealt in my professional sphere with somebody who had a possible rabies exposure. Fortunately, it was domestic dog was able to be watched, no blood, no foul.
And because those are the needles in the stomach, right?
And no, not anymore.
Oh, they did.
The higher risk things are bats. Any contact with the bat, you're going to be getting rabies immune globulin and then the rabies vaccination series. They're not the ordeal that they're painted to be.
I'm still looking it up, Andy, because the first time I spelled it out,
Zoonotic.
it gave me a restaurant in Greenville, Texas.
I would need there.
So, infectious illnesses that jump from animals to humans are called zoonotic disease or zoonosis.
Yes.
Scientists estimate that more than 6 out of every 10 known infectious diseases in people are spread from animals. That's scary.
Yeah.
It really is.
Another reason you shouldn't date.
Monkeys. I haven't gone that far yet. I'm not that hard up yet. So this is, I tell you what, I'm never playing Scrabble with you because you know all these long words. I'm not doing it.
I
Not doing
don't
it.
spell well. You'll
Not doing
win.
it. So the common zoonotic disease, another word I've never heard is zoonotic, you know. Rabies, like Andy said. Is that salmonella osis?
Salmonella from, you know,
Lyme disease?
mhm.
Toxoplasmosis? The Ted Nugent disease? Cat scratch fever? Zoonotic influenza? Is that like a flu?
Yes, influenza itself is a zoonotic disease
And
from,
emerging coronavirus.
yes, flu comes from people who live in close contact with their ducks, swine, and other domestic animals. It's predominantly the bird contact.
So I'm digging into this because this is just amazing to me. So
Mhm.
direct contact, touching, petting, or being bitten or scratched by an infected animal. Indirect contact, touching objects or areas contaminated by an animal such as pet habitats,
Yes, you can
coops, like he was talking about chickens,
cat boxes,
or soil.
soil when animals go to the bathroom.
And vector-borne, being bitten by a vector like a tick, like Andy said, mosquito, or flea that has picked up a germ from an animal. This is some scary stuff,
Yeah, well,
guys.
that's the plague. The plague was flea bites from rats to humans.
Foodborne and waterborne,
Oh
consuming
boy,
unpasteurized milk, undercooked meat, or water contaminated with animal feces. Yuck.
you have to pay extra for that too. Excuse me, waitress. I would like.
Can I get some water that don't have some animal poop in it, please?
Yes.
I'd appreciate it. This would be a good tip in it for you, Andy. Wear white at night.
Good to know.
So high-risk group, children under 5 and adults over 65.
People with immune
Mhm, with
deficiencies,
weakened immune systems.
people on certain medications, people on
Pregnant women.
Oh yeah, that's where the cat box comes in because toxoplasmosis gondii you get from handling cat
So
refuse.
when this happens, Andy, does it affect the mom, the fetus, or both?
Depends on the disease.
One you were just talking about, the toxo, whatever.
Toxo, the mom gets a little sick, and they're finding more and more that there's a lot we don't know about toxo, but the child is the big worry.
You're scaring the hell out of me today. You know
Yes.
that, right?
And we haven't even talked about Zika.
Well, I'm waiting to hear for you. I went to school with the Tommy Osika. Is that the same thing?
Depends. No, Zika is a mosquito-borne illness that has migrated from tropical to semi-tropical areas, Florida, that causes unborn children to have microcephaly. They're born with a very small brain case and thereby a very small brain.
And you know, like I said, I started thinking of stuff, and I'm looking at L intelligence here, and I googled lung disease.
Oh, you want to talk STIs? Yeah.
Refer to infectious transmitted through intimate contact, notably herpes, HSV1, HSV2, and infectious mononucleosis, the kissing disease. I thought that was just bullshit.
It is sort of.
Basically, it says these viruses are spread through saliva or bodily fluids. Separately, neuromantic love causes biological changes resembling immune stress and obsessive compulsive disorder. How the hell does that happen? Is AI drunk today?
I wouldn't let it drive my car, thank you.
Good thing that virus isn't.
Step away from the HI.
Good, good,
AI.
good thing that the diseases aren't Tiger Woods because they'd be in trouble.
Ooh, I don't even want to speculate what was on board there.
The car or him? I'm done. I said I wasn't going to do stuff like that, and I keep on doing
Oh,
it.
it's quite all right.
I don't know anything about herpes, to be honest with you. And that scares me because I know somebody that got colds all the time.
Okay, that's a herpes virus. It's different from the herpes virus that causes genital herpes.
Okay, there's two.
They're cousins.
I-
HSV1 traditionally
Hey,
is going
I got
to
a
be,
cousin like that back in Buffalo. Like one.
pass. HSV,
Cousin with herpes for 500. Go ahead, Alex. How look at this brain chemistry stuff, Andy. Individuals in new relationships show reduced serotonin transporter binding, similar to those suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder. This is crazy stuff. Humans are crazy and they're gross.
well, I'll still continue to only date humans, thank you.
Hey, you kidding me? You're gonna get a hot AI girlfriend eventually. We all are. It just takes a while for these computer geeks saying, "Oh yeah, she's hot. I'm gonna bang my robot as soon as it gets home." You know that's gonna happen. Come on now. And you'll get like robot diseases, Andy.
Yeah, you get rogues.
You know it's gonna fix those robot diseases. WD-40.
I'm really, really astounded.
You're astounded. What?
Astounded.
I thought you were like Jewish Catholic from New York. I'm so confused.
Anyway, moving forward.
Moving along.
Moving right along, take home message with emerging diseases is we should not defund public health. We need to be aware of encroaching into territory where we're having contact with animals and environments that we typically don't have contact with. And we also need to really look strongly at what we're doing about defunding the NIH and other organizations like that. That's about as far as I go politically. Give public health money, please.
Well, I was going to say, it's like we always do come full circle. We've talked about this before, how important consuming water is. And if water that's contaminated, that's not great for anybody.
Yeah, I'm pro clean water.
I'm not touching that one. I'm going to be good right now. You're welcome.
I like clean water. Would you like to talk more about herpes?
Oh, Andy. Yes.
Okay. HSV1 cold sores, HSV2 general herpes. It's spread by the virus shedding, typically the liquid or the open lesions.
I was going to wonder if
if
they were like pussy or anything like
Yeah,
that.
they're little, they look like little tiny blisters of clear fluid. They're usually like a mother chicken and a couple little chicks in that sort of distribution. They'll be in private areas, and a lot of times you won't see them because they're very small, they've been ruptured, or they're a place you don't see. The person can be shedding viruses and you don't know. There it's going to be barrier contraception. They make medications that can, make the herpes virus not reproduce anymore and stop the disease. They make medications that people could take chronically so they don't shed the virus.
What is gonorrhea considered
Gonorrhea
as?
is a bacterial disease, and it's a scary one because we're down to one drug that works.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Dude. It really is.
It is.
No. Why is that everything? It's become that drug resistant?
Become multi-drug resistant because there are areas where antibiotics are over the counter. People take them indiscriminately, treat indiscriminately, and they breed multi-drug resistant organisms. And because we give antibiotics to cattle and a lot of our other living
I never even thought of that.
indiscriminately and breed tougher bugs. It's like a card trick. If you show it to somebody often enough, they're going to get it eventually.
I mean, my buddy Big Mike, I always ask him about his cows because it's amazing to me that he uses semen from bulls from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I can't believe that technology was even there back then.
I think they had freezers then. All you needed was get a sample, put it in the freezer.
And he's kind of PO'd right now because he keeps on having bulls. Like at the last 5 have been bulls. So kind of interesting. And what talk about, I know this was big, was it in the 80s or the late 70s, the mad cow disease? Talk about that a little bit.
That is a prion disease. Prions are a life form that's a little less sophisticated than a virus. It's just like a replicating protein. And what happens, it literally makes little holes in brain by replicating and replacing brain tissue. They call it mad cow because they're stumbling around. They're stumbling around because parts of their brains have been replaced just by these non-functioning proteins. If you eat them, and they typically are going to be in the cow or whatever, whoever gets it, sheep get it too. You eat something from that nervous system like brain or something, spine, or meat contaminated by brain or spine. And, you know, they're pretty indiscriminate when they slaughter them. You get it. It's very slow. There is nothing you can do about it. And it inevitably destroys your brain and you pass.
So basically, it's the same disease that the cows have.
Yep.
That's scary. This has been a scary show, Andy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's gross.
Okay. My work is done.
You did a wonderful job today. And
I haven't even talked about the amoeba brain eating disease.
Well, you got 2 minutes. Talk about it.
Fresh water. There are amoeba in fresh water that when people swim in contaminated areas with stagnant water, it will get up their nose into their brain and it's off to the races.
Gross.
Yes, yes, it is.
Gross. So, well, I hope you had fun listening to this show.
Yes.
If anything, you know, you learned some information. You got some really good Scrabble words out of the deal
And
too.
you're going to live in a plastic bag.
Like the bubble that when the boy in the plastic bubble.
Yes, that way you feel safe.
What actor was in there, Andy? Come on.
I know John Travolta was.
It was
in the
John
film.
Travolta. It was. He was the boy in the plastic bubble.
Oh, that's a good place.
Salt, table of one. Dr. Andy, your table's ready. I want to thank you for all the good information, for good or bad. You know, if anything, like when Donnie and I started off on our journey of podcasting, we wanted to do stuff that educated and entertained.
Yeah,
and,
you have to educate Andy.
yeah. So I didn't mean to make light of anything, but when you're talking about yucky stuff
We
like
have
this,
to
you
laugh.
have to.
You
You
have
have
to
to.
laugh.
Because life is too short to not be around people you want to be around. I don't know what your excuse is hanging around with me, Andy.
I have monkey nucleosis
He makes bad decisions.
on a regular basis and enjoys them.
So we're going to end the show like we end every other
You
show.
just have to.
Stop. No, not yet. Not yet. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same values that you do, have the same passion for life, and love your children as much as we love ours, we are definitely the people to work with. You can reach us at ebiagency.com. You can reach us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And you can call the hotline, which is 716-541-4118. See, I can't have you do Donnie's job. He already thinks you're trying to take his job.
No, there's only one Donnie. Donnie is a unique individual, and I have nothing but respect for him.
No, he's
and
not
his-
unique. He's Catholic.
Oh.
So thank you for being here, Dr. Andy. And remember, everybody, life's worth living. What do you got to do, Dr. Andy?
Just keep fighting.
Just keep fighting. We'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Monkey nucleosis.
Monkey nucleosis. How dare you call me that?
My,
You're done. You're done, buddy. You're done. Go ahead. Say your last words. Go ahead.